Welcome back to another episode of Stay at Home Story Time. Last time we read a book called Red about a crayon who was red on the outside but blue on the inside. And you got a chance to talk to your grown-ups a little bit about what it means to really understand who you are and figure out how you can share that with everybody around you. Well, sometimes you really know who you are and you're very excited about who you are. You know who your family is, you know who your culture is, you know where you belong in the world, but other people around you might not always accept you for it. So today we are going to read a book about a little girl who's trying to understand how she can be accepted by all of her classmates in this book called Not Quite Snow White. Written by Ashley Franklin and illustrated by Ebony Glenn. This is a great book that came out fairly recently, so this was a new addition to our classroom library this year, and my students have really loved it. So if you enjoy it, make sure you check out the link below for a place to purchase it and support our new upcoming authors. Here we go. For Tamika, it was always the right time and place to dance and sing. Tamika had a hip-rolling happy dance, a swayful sad dance, a stomping mad dance, and a hair-flicking just because she felt fabulous dance. Oh yeah. Does she look like she's really enjoying herself? She sang high with the tweeting birds and low with the croaking frogs. She always shared her love of music and movement with an audience, both stuffed and unstuffed. How do you think she's feeling right now? Yeah, I think that smile on her face means she is really happy. Tamika loved the stage. It was her perfect place. She was the star of every show, and she loved every show that she started. She had been a cucumber, a space cowgirl, a dinosaur, and her most favorite part, a singing mermaid. So turn and talk to your grown-ups. Where does Tamika feel the most happy and the most comfortable sharing herself with everybody? Yeah, on the stage. That's her favorite place to be. On stage, Tamika felt like she could be anything or anyone that she wanted to be. But she had never been a princess. Now, she would finally get her chance. Mulberry primaries. First, Snow White, the musical. Do you think she's going to audition to try to become Snow White? I think so too. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her. Tamika was so excited that she went to both days of auditions for the Snow White musical. On the first day, she arrived very early. She helped friends with their lines, kept count for the dancers, and shooed the butterflies from nervous tummies so that songs could be sung. Was she there just worrying about herself? No, she was there helping all of her other classmates so they could do their very best at the auditions too. After the audition, Tamika heard some of the other kids whispering. Oh, sorry. This girl says, she can't be Snow White. She is too tall. She is too chubby. And she is too brown. Oh my gosh. Look at poor Tamika's face. Turn and tell your grown-ups, how do you think she's feeling right now? Hearing people say that she's too tall or too chubby or too brown to be Snow White? Should it really matter what you look like in order to play the part in a show or be a princess in a musical? Let's find out what Tamika does. Tamika looked at her legs. Maybe the kids were right. a princess shouldn't be taller than a prince, should she? And she looked at her belly. Maybe what the kid said was true. She couldn't remember any chubby princesses. And Tamika looked at her skin. She was brown. Could a girl with brown skin play a princess like Snow White? Could those kids be wrong? Maybe she was wrong for wanting to be a princess. Oh, man. Do you think Tamika should feel upset for being brown or for being who she is? Should it matter what she looks like in order to be able to do an amazing job performing a character? But all of those things that the other kids said, it really affected her, didn't it? She's really worried. Tamika just slouched and sucked in her belly. She tried pulling down her sleeves, but there was no getting around being brown. For the first time, she didn't feel like singing or dancing. At dinner, Tamika didn't tap her feet or clang rhythms with spoons. Is something wrong? Asked her mom. The other kids said that I'm too tall, too chubby, and too brown. I'm not right for Snow White, said Tamika. No, you have got it all wrong, Mom said. You are tall enough, chubby enough, and brown enough to be the perfect princess. Besides, said her dad, Snow White is just pretend. You have always been my real princess. You are just enough of all the right stuff. He kissed her forehead. Tamika smiled. Maybe her parents were onto something. At the audition the next day, Tamika watched all the other kids get on stage and do their best. How do you think she's feeling while she's waiting for her turn? Do you think she's excited? Do you think she's nervous? Do you think she's worried? Let's find out what happens. It was Tamika's turn at last. She remembered what her parents had said. Oof, but her long legs were still a little jittery. She closed her eyes and imagined that she was singing and dancing for her favorite audience of friends, both stuffed and unstuffed. Then she remembered the joy that she felt when she was performing. Tamika knew she could do it. And she did it. She shone like the star that she was. She could act, she could dance, she could sing, and she loved herself as much as she loved music and movement. Tamika was a perfectly poised princess. When her audition was over, Tamika looked out at all the smiling faces. Tamika wasn't too much of anything. Maybe she was just enough of all the right stuff. So I want you to talk to your grown-ups today. What was Tamika's big lesson that she was trying to learn in this story? She loved singing and she loved dancing and she felt her very best when she was up performing on stage. But when other people started saying things about the way that she looked, she second-guessed herself and she got worried that maybe she wouldn't be able to be a good Snow White because of her skin or her size or her height. But in the end, did any of those things matter? She still got on that stage and nailed it. So tell your grown-ups, how does that make you feel? Have you ever been in a situation where you've been worried about something that somebody else says around you? Have you ever said something to someone else that maybe you didn't think was going to hurt their feelings, but did. All right, until next time.